A massive alien coalition fleet arrives at a distant human mining colony. Humans are mistaken for primitive labor species, not a spacefaring race. The aliens broadcast a calm ultimatum: surrender the system or be erased. Human ships look weak, patched, outdated. Alien commanders openly mock human technology. A single human captain responds, not with threats, but calm curiosity. He asks one question that unsettles the aliens. Before you fire, do you know why this colony still exists? Aliens scan human defenses and find nothing impressive. Humans appear disorganized, underarmed. The coalition decides to test fire on a nearby asteroid. Humans do nothing. This silence creates unease. The first alien strike hits the colony. Humans do not return fire. Instead, colony systems power down completely. Aliens assume humans are defeated. Then gravity spikes. Alien ships begin to malfunction. Humans activate industrial gravity rigs, mining tools repurposed as weapons. One alien cruiser collapses in on itself. The human captain calmly says, "We learned survival before we learned war." Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The human colony on Kepler 442c hung against the black void like a stubborn bruise on the skin of the galaxy. Its domes reflected distant starlight, pale glows shimmering over mineral-rich fields. Most of the coalition fleets would never have noticed it. They assumed it was a mining outpost, nothing more. But this morning, it did not go unnoticed. A massive alien fleet emerged from the void, triangular ships gliding in perfect formation. They were the kind of machines humans only saw in hollow archives, terrifyingly beautiful, and built with purpose far beyond human imagination. Each vessel thrummed with energy, the hum vibrating through space like a living heartbeat. The aliens communicated in bursts of light and sound, broadcasting an ultimatum. A human translator, a thin strip of metal and electronics, crackled to life. "Surrender your systems or face destruction." The words made the colony's nerves tighten. The humans were outgunned, outnumbered, and completely exposed. Their ships were rusty, patched, barely functional. The aliens had every reason to expect an easy victory. Commander Alara Vance of the human fleet did not panic. She stood on the bridge of the aging frigate Resolve, looking at the coalition flagship through reinforced viewports. Her hands rested lightly on the control panel. Calm, precise, human. "Before you fire," she said into the translator, her voice steady, "do you know why this colony still exists?" There was a pause. Then the aliens laughed, thin, musical, and mocking. The calm before the fire. Human ships stirred, small and old, engines groaning under stress. The aliens could see the wear, the patched armor, the uneven power signatures. They expected hesitation, panic, retreat. Instead, the humans began moving deliberately, positioning their craft in seemingly chaotic patterns. They were scattered, uncoordinated, but the formation was not random. It was human, unpredictable, and the aliens did not understand it. "Fools," an alien voice translated mechanically. "They have no fleet, they have no strategy." Commander Vance smiled faintly. She did not respond. The first strike. The aliens fired. Plasma lances tore through the void, slicing the nearest asteroid belt. The humans did nothing. Ships stayed in formation. Engines emitted white sparks. Control panels flashed warnings. The aliens assumed victory. The colony would crumble. Humans would die. But something strange happened. Gravity fields in the colony's mining domes shifted violently. Heavy machinery began to move, mining drills, cargo lifts, massive metal arms. They were designed for mining. Now they were weapons. A single alien scout ship crossed the outer zone and suddenly collapsed inward. Its hull buckled, crushed by gravitational stress it could not compensate for. "What is this?" the alien commander barked, confused. "We learned survival before we learned war," Ilara Vance said quietly. "The battle that was." The humans did not attack immediately. They did not aim weapons with precision. They adapted the environment itself as a weapon. Gravity generators, mining lasers, tether cables, all became tools of war. Asteroids and debris became shields and traps. The aliens advanced, expecting compliance. They underestimated the human mind. Every step forward cost them a ship. Every attack failed in ways they could not predict. Humans were not fighting like a typical military force. They were improvising, surviving, bending physics and logic. Human ingenuity. One human ship drifted near a dying star. The aliens expected it to die with it. Instead, it used the star's radiation to supercharge its shields, reflecting energy in unpredictable arcs. One alien cruiser took a direct strike and did not explode. Instead, it was trapped in a field of redirected energy, immobilized but intact. "This is impossible," said an alien officer. "They should be dead, all of them." "Humans," the commander said finally, "they survive what should kill them." The colony holds. Inside the largest dome, the miners-turned-defense crew worked calmly. Machines that were once meant for drills and cargo lifts now dragged and smashed alien craft. Engineers recalibrated gravity generators to crush advancing scouts. The humans' tools were old, rusty, patched, but they were effective. Ilara Vance moved quietly among her crew, issuing orders not with fear but with certainty. Every human knew their role. Not to kill, not to destroy, to survive. "Don't fire unless necessary," she said. "Let the environment do our work." The alien confusion. The aliens realized they had made a grave error. These humans were not just tough, they were unpredictable. Every algorithm failed. Every historical data point was useless. The humans were innovators in real time, bending physics to survive. "They are primitive," one alien officer argued, "yet every move counters our own calculations." "They are exceptional," said another. "They survive where logic fails." A moment of suspense. The humans had one final trick. A massive asteroid drifted near the colony, seemingly harmless. The aliens thought it would drift into nothing. Humans had already rigged it. Engines and gravitational rigs moved it silently. As the alien fleet advanced, the asteroid shifted trajectory with subtle precision. One cruiser, flagship of the alien advance, was crushed between two gravitational fields, metal screaming as it bent and broke. "Impossible," the alien commander roared. "This cannot happen." "Survival," Ilara said simply, watching the chaos unfold. HFY moment, humans rising above. As the first wave of aliens retreated in confusion, the humans did not celebrate. They assessed, repaired, and positioned defenses. Not one human ship was destroyed. No human life was lost. The colony stood, intact and resilient. The alien fleet had never faced an enemy like this. Logic and brute force had failed. Strategy and numbers were meaningless against human ingenuity and willpower. "They survive because they never surrender," the alien commander muttered, staring at the viewscreen. Ilara Vance knew the fight was not over. More aliens would come. But humanity had proven something vital. They could survive what should kill them. Cliffhanger ending for Part 1. As the alien fleet retreated into hyperspace, a warning came over human sensors. "Another fleet approaches. They know we survived. They know we fight differently." Vance looked at her crew, calm, steady, determined. "Good," she said. "Then let's show them why humans are never easy prey." The stars stretched ahead, dark, cold, infinite, and humanity, small and stubborn, stood ready. Fade to black. The void beyond Kepler 442c glimmered with distant stars, but this time the humans could not afford to admire the beauty. Their sensors flared red warnings. A second alien fleet emerged, faster, larger, and more heavily armed than the first. Commander Elara Vance stood on the bridge of the Resolve, calm, steady. Her crew mirrored her composure, each human hand on controls, each mind calculating every possibility. "They've learned from the last encounter," said Lieutenant Merck, monitoring the approaching fleet. "They'll expect the same tricks." "Then we will give them something they don't expect," Elara replied. "We are human. We survive differently." The phrase became their silent mantra. Preparing for the inevitable. Inside the colony's largest dome, engineers, miners, and soldiers worked side by side. Machines meant for ore extraction were being reconfigured. Mining lasers became defensive beams. Gravitational rigs were fine-tuned to create traps. "Double the field strength here," Elara instructed. "We want them thinking they've cleared a path. Let them walk into it." A young engineer, barely 20, glanced at her nervously. "Commander, this could destroy half our colony if miscalculated." "Then we calculate carefully," Elara said. "Humans survive because we pay attention. The universe doesn't favor the weak. Neither do I." The arrival of the fleet. The alien ships arrived silently, sleek and precise. Their sensors scanned the colony, detecting nothing unusual. They moved in confident formations, ready to crush resistance with overwhelming force. "They are overconfident," Elara whispered to her second-in-command. "That is their mistake." The first wave of ships fired, anticipating human panic. The humans did not panic. They did not scatter. Instead, the colony activated prearranged defenses. Asteroids shifted trajectories, gravity fields warped space subtly. Mining machines swung like pendulums, smashing alien hulls. Plasma beams reflected unpredictably. One alien cruiser spun uncontrollably, caught between redirected laser fire. "They are unpredictable," an alien officer cried. "They are not logical." "They are human," said the commander, watching through his display, disbelief clear in his voice. "The human mind wins." On the bridge, Elara observed the fleet's confusion. "Initiate the minefield protocol," she said. Her engineers had spent days converting abandoned mining drills into explosive traps. The first detonation caught an alien destroyer off guard. Its shields faltered under the combined effect of gravity manipulation and energy spikes. It collapsed, metal twisting, systems frying. "Focus fire only when necessary," Elara instructed. "We survive through control, not panic." The human ships executed flanking maneuvers. Old frigates, patched and slow, used precise bursts of energy to disable enemy engines. They were small, weak in appearance, but every movement was deliberate, intelligent, human. The HFY moment. One alien ship, a massive cruiser, broke formation and attempted to ram the colony's main dome. Humans did not retreat. "Ready the improvised tractor beams," Elara shouted. The engineers activated a combination of mining grapples and energy tethers. The cruiser was caught, held in place, unable to move forward. Human ships fired coordinated shots at weak points the aliens had assumed were invulnerable. The cruiser exploded. The force rattled nearby human ships but caused no casualties. Humans were fast, clever, and resourceful. Their flaws, old ships, patched armor, became their strengths because nothing the aliens predicted worked. "They fight differently," the alien commander said. "Their methods are chaotic." "No," his lieutenant corrected, fear creeping into his tone. "Their methods are brilliant." The turning point. Hours passed. The alien fleet, though larger, suffered increasingly heavy losses. Ships collided with improvised gravitational traps. Missiles detonated harmlessly into reflected energy fields. Their attempt to overwhelm humans with raw firepower backfired. Elara's voice remained calm, a thread of reassurance in chaos. "Stay focused. Every move counts. Protect the colony. Survive." A small human ship darted through the battle, seemingly reckless. It aligned itself with an alien cruiser's engines. A pulse from its makeshift energy weapon overloaded the alien shields. The cruiser spun and crashed into the void. "We adapt. We survive. We fight smarter, not just harder," Elara said, watching the bridge monitors. Human ingenuity in action. Inside the colony, a team of engineers prepared the final trap. A massive asteroid, rigged with gravity anchors and explosive charges, waited silently. "This is it," Elara said. "They think they can escape. Let's give them a surprise." The asteroid was moved with precise calculations, its trajectory fine-tuned to intercept the alien flagship. Sensors calculated timing down to milliseconds. The flagship approached, confident, assuming humans were retreating. The asteroid struck at the perfect angle. Alien shields flared, overloaded. The ship was crushed, metal bending under forces no human ship alone could generate. The remaining alien ships halted. The humans had survived what should have been impossible. The void was silent, the air inside the colony tense but steady. "This is unprecedented," the alien commander admitted. "These humans, they are impossible to defeat." Elara did not celebrate. She stood quietly on the bridge, watching her crew check systems and ensure no damage went unnoticed. Humans had survived the battle not by luck, not by numbers, but by creativity, courage, and intelligence. A hard-won victory. By nightfall, the alien fleet retreated. Human ships, though battered, remained intact. The colony, despite assaults, had not lost a single life. "Report," Elara said to her officers. "Minimal damage," said Merck. "Repairs are underway. We can be fully operational in hours." "Excellent," Elara replied. "Prepare for potential return." "They will learn from this. We must always be ready." Humans did not rejoice in destruction. They celebrated survival, adaptation, and unity. They had stood against superior force and won, not because they were stronger, but because they were human. The HFY reflection. Later, Elara walked through the colony's central dome. Miners and engineers were repairing broken machines. Children looked at the stars through reinforced glass, curious but safe. The humans had faced extinction and prevailed. "Humans," Elara whispered to herself, "we survive, we endure, we adapt. We endure not because we are perfect, but because we never stop trying." A young boy approached, holding a small scrap metal model of a spaceship. "Commander Vance, did we win?" he asked. "Yes," she said gently, "because we never gave up, because we used our minds, because we worked together." "Even the aliens." "Even the aliens," she said. She looked out at the stars, distant and cold. "They may return, but next time they will know humans are not easily defeated." Human resilience. Across the colony, humans repaired, learned, and strengthened. Every loss had been avoided, every weakness turned into advantage. The aliens had assumed humans were fragile, slow, predictable. They were wrong. Humans survived because they observed, improvised, and endured. They survived because they did not follow protocol blindly. They invented, they adapted, and they fought for life itself. "We are human," Elara said to her crew, "and that is enough to face the galaxy." The final moment. As the sun rose over Kepler 442c, the colony shimmered, intact and thriving. Ships floated in orbit, patched and ready. Humans looked at the void with quiet confidence, aware that other fleets would come. But they were ready, always ready, not just because of weapons or armor, but because of mind, courage, and unyielding spirit. "We survived," said Elara softly, "and we will survive again, because humanity does not yield." The void stretched ahead, full of stars, threats, and unknown possibilities. Humanity stood ready, small but brilliant, a spark in the dark. And for the first time in many cycles, the galaxy would take notice. Fade to black.